Hi, hello, I'm Sam Harrison. I read, review and discuss fantasy and science fiction books. Today we are doing my Friday wrap-up for the week ending 20th of September. So it's currently the 19th, but I'm recording this because I've got a really busy day tomorrow. So you aren't going to get my Friday morning's worth of reading up until lunchtime, which you normally get. So what I'm going to do today is talk you through the books that I have read this week, books that I'm reading next week, and then on top of that, any TV or movie stuff that or games or whatever. So there's number two. I've been reading two books this week, and one of them is Return to Edan by Philip Chase. Absolutely loving this one. One of my favourite books I've read in ages. The prologue genuinely gave me goosebumps. I was reading it and going like, oh shit. I was just having a great time, and I continue to have a great time, despite the darker nature of this book. I've been reading primarily actually with my physical book. I've been trying to get back into the old physical because I've been reading a lot of ebooks lately, and while I love ebooks, I don't want to just read ebooks. So especially sometimes you kind of want to get away from a screen, even if it's an e-ink screen. So I have read quite a lot of that physically. I've been really enjoying the book. As you guys know, Philip Chase is just a fantastic writer. His stuff is very classic fantasy, but still just as accessible as the modern fantasy that I love. So he's got a lot of the tropes of the classic stuff. He's heavily inspired by a lot of like real, thinky books, but his books are still very dewy. So really enjoyed this one. I'm only like a third of the way through, and that's mostly because I realised earlier this week that I have been massively ahead on my books. So I've just reviewed on Monday this week, right? I reviewed Soul Fraud. I have since Soul Fraud read like 5 books, so I'm really far ahead. And I thought to myself, I'm just going to chill out this week and have a few early nights and pre-record some booktube stuff. And I've also been I spent this evening watching the new Marvel show with my wife, so kind of been doing other stuff, if that makes sense. Not specifically doing reading stuff, just but also the other factor is there's no audiobook. So when I've been doing stuff where I've been only able to listen to an audiobook, like I've been out for a drive or something like that, I have had to listen to something else. And something else that I've chosen to listen to is Star Summit by Andrew Givler. This is the second book in the deck collection. Let me just get that cover up so you can see that lovely cover. Oh, I've accidentally taken a screenshot. Whoops. So that is the lovely cover for Star Summit. Really enjoying this one as well. So far, I think that Soul Fraud is still probably my favourite of the 3, but each one has had a different element that I have thought was really good. So the first book is just good in and of itself. It's quite a fun concept, and the world building is good. But then in the second book, you have this reimagining of the Fae Court, which I did really like, and I liked the big universe implications for what's going on with the Fae. And then in Star Summit, we're learning a lot more about the characters who are constellations. So what the constellations are up to, who the most important ones are, and what the politics around the constellations are. I think I'm only around 30% into that one as well. I've been listening pure audiobook and basically just while I'm driving, going to the shops and stuff like that, doing the weekly shop on a Sunday. So yeah, looking forward to listening to a lot more of that. It's just a very good, very enjoyable time. So yeah, looking forward to reading more of it. The reading wise, what am I getting up to next? Well, I would imagine that I will finish one or both of these books next week. Possibly not Return to Adan because it is almost 700 pages. But Star Summit is a much shorter, so I'll probably finish that one. I would really like to finish Star Summit in time to read Death Tax on the 24th. But who knows, really. it's one of those things where I do actually have a bunch of time this week to listen to audiobooks, so it'll be really around whether my brain is feeling active and up to listening to that audiobook. I did have quite a bit of audiobook time today. I had like over an hour, but I used that to listen to today's Wandering In chapter. So also factoring into my next week's reading is that I read a chapter of the Wandering In every single week, and most of the chapters are around an hour long. So we'll have to see what my reading schedule is going to be like. Yeah, it would be nice to read through both next week, but I would like to at least make a decent amount of progress with Return to Adan, because I've been reading it for a week and I'm only a third of the way through, so I don't want to spend 3 weeks reading this despite enjoying it. I would like to get further in. Next week's reading, yeah, probably going to be both of those. If I finish Return to Edan, I will start Dirge of Cascius by Callum Lott, or Dirge for Cascius even, which is a sci-fi inspired by True Detective. So really excited for that one, because I'm a really big True Detective fan, and Callum Lott seems really nice on social media, so you know, that goes a long way, honestly. Writers who are really nice and who are very much like, hey, read my book if you want. That is genuinely something that endears me to you every single time. So yeah, looking forward to Dirge for Cascius. Videos on the channel this week. We had an interesting video week this week. So Monday we had the video review for Soul Fraud, which did not do as well as I had expected. The video review for Soul Stealer, which has a lot less traction and stuff on social media and on Goodreads and whatever, was got over 200 views, but then the video review for Soul Fraud only got 100, which is odd for me. It is a book one as well, so that book ones often get slightly higher views. So I'm not going to stop reading this series because it didn't get great views, but just surprised more than anything. And I still am going to review everything that I read, so that's kind of my philosophy still going forwards. The next video was my interview with Elle McInerney for Soul Stealer. Really enjoyed reading Soul Stealer and had a really nice chat with Elle as well. So if you are interested in SPFBO, self-pub, TikTok even, we did have a bit of a chat about TikTok and how she uses TikTok Shop to sell her books. I would really recommend checking that video out. She also talks about her new Kickstarter, which I believe is still running, but you've not got long. I think it ends like tomorrow or Saturday. So if you haven't subbed to that Kickstarter, then you really should. Looked really interesting. Low tiers, you can get yourself an ebook copy of Overlord. And if it's anything like Soul Stealer, I can tell you it's worth a read. If you can also get Overlord and Soul Stealer on that Kickstarter, which is a pretty good deal. But anyway, so after that I did my Wednesday video was the Dark Side of BookTube, and this was me talking quite frankly with you guys and kind of trying to speak to, in many ways, the booktubers in my audience or potential booktubers in my audience. I want to talk to you guys about how you shouldn't be swayed by people talking all the time about money with BookTube, because BookTube isn't a business, it's a community, and if you want to be a part of that community, the best thing you can do is go in with an open mind and try and build that community. You know, you don't need fancy gear. I bought myself this microphone here. This is the first major purchase I've made for the channel. I'm actually probably going to get a new phone to making my videos a little bit easier, and to hopefully improve the quality for front-facing camera stuff for YouTube Shorts. But I would have bought a new phone anyway, so you know, it's not like I'm going out of my way to spend an absolute ton of money on things that are specifically for the channel. The reason I bought this microphone was because I did get that sponsorship from Your Paper Quest. Speaking of, let's shift over now to an advert break. Hello, I'm in a field, and I'm here to talk to you about Your Paper Quest. Your Paper Quest is a bookish subscription box that is very kindly sponsoring this month of content on the channel. If you subscribe to Your Paper Quest, you will get 2 self-pub indie books selected by the editors over at Your Paper Quest, sent to you every single month. That is roughly 600 pages of fiction. Those books will be usually on a theme, like a genre such as fantasy, sci-fi or horror. And you won't just get those books, you'll also get some bookish bits in the box, and on top of that you'll also get access to the Your Paper Quest book club, where you can talk to other subscribers who are reading the books and ask questions of the authors. The authors will also post a monthly interview, and you can have this monthly, bi-monthly or quarterly in the US or the UK. And if you're interested, you can subscribe using my discount code SAM20, which will get you 20% off of your bookish box, and it will also help the channel. So happy reading, and thanks for subscribing if you have. Thanks for watching through that, and also thanks for sponsoring the channel for Self-Pub September to Your Paper Quest. I actually had a chat with Ryan from Your Paper Quest, so the founder of Your Paper Quest. I had a really good chat with him and an interview that was filmed last night as I filmed this. No, Tuesday night. And that will actually be going up on the channel next Tuesday. And he has also sent through a few more prize package giveaway boxes. So if people are interested in seeing what Your Paper Quest is like, you can enter the competition. The competition is on the Your Paper Quest unboxing video, which is very easy to find on the channel. It's just the second video I put out in September. So if you would like to be in for the chance of winning one of multiple boxes now, then you can choose, you can have a look and see, you can enter on that link. And I think at the moment, everyone who has entered is going to win one, because I think I've got like 4 boxes to give away, and I think only a few people have entered, so you've got a very high chance of winning if you enter now. If I remember, I will add a link in the description to the giveaway. If I haven't done that and you're an enterprising viewer and you love my channel, please drop it in the comments and I will pin it. I'm trying to remember to pin comments more often. I'm not very good at pinning comments, but I get a load of really fantastic comments and I would like to showcase them to you guys, so I need to start doing that more often. Yeah, so great week on the channel. One Ring In video today. I have not had a chance to look at the comments yet because it's been a very busy evening, but I'm looking forward to sitting down on the weekend and going through all my comments, because that's something that I do genuinely enjoy doing. Next week's videos I've already talked a little bit about. So Monday's review is going to be Eyes of Empire by JCM Byrne. That's going to be a non-spoiler review. I've been thinking about trying to get together a group to do a spoiler discussion on it. I know Usman from Bards and Books really loves the series, so I might have a look and see who's done a review and then reach out and see if there are anyone who wants to do a spoiler discussion. The JCM Byrne also mentioned, when I was talking to him on Twitter about like, oh, you can't leave me hanging with that ending, he was like, oh, well, I'm going to put out book 6 like in the next couple of months, which is insane. Joe, you're a madman, but I'll tell you what, I'll be reading it day 1 and I'm really excited. So there you go. Yeah, so Monday will be that. The Tuesday will be the interview with Your Paper Quest, and then Wednesday will be we're actually coming up to the end of the month, so I might announce properly with a big video my October TBR plans, and go through some of the books that have already been nominated for the October TBR, which could be fun. And then Thursday will be Wandering In, Friday will be this week's video. Next week is the last full week of September, so the following week will be my September wrap-up content. So look forward to that. At some point soon, Novella Week is going to happen, where I do the 3 reviews for the 3 novellas that I've got. I do actually have a novella still to read, and I'd forgotten all about it when I'm scheduling my reading. So maybe that'll be what I pick up after I finish Return to Edan. But it is a modern day, like noir style thriller, so it's not like I'm going fantasy. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to crowning a king of Novella Week, the best novella I read that week. Then, what else was I going to say? I think that's it for video stuff. Had a great week of content on the channel this week. Genuinely really enjoyed making everything that I made. Chatting to Elle. I won't say Erin for some reason. It's because I was reading a book recently, or watching a show maybe, where one of the characters was called Erin. Wandering in, the main character was called Erin. Can't believe I flubbed that. So I had a really nice chat with Elle, really enjoyed talking to her, and I genuinely am really looking forward to talking to her again, hopefully in future, about other books. So please do check her stuff out so that she has more books to talk to me about. After that, games stuff. So I did get Caravan Sandwich, and I did play a little bit of that, but not very much. So not really enough to talk about here. And I've been playing Astrobot a little bit more, but not enough to really go deep into it. If you like 3D platformers, Astrobot is a really good time. It's just as good as most of the Mario games I've played, so I'd really give it a shot if I was you, if that's your sort of thing. Movies wise, I've watched no movies. TV wise, all I've watched this week is Will Trent, which is a police procedural show that I really like. It's just come back for season 2 on Disney Plus. They dropped the whole season, so I'm excited to watch episodes every now and then. And I watched the first 2 episodes of Agatha All Along, the new show from Marvel. I'm thinking about doing a dedicated video for that this weekend, just as like a bonus video, and considering doing videos every week for that, just doing a little short discussion about the episode, what I enjoyed, any Marvel stuff that I've noticed from being a huge comic book nerd. So if you'd be interested in that, say so in the comments. If you're not interested in that, you can also say so, but I might be sad because I just want to talk about good Marvel stuff, because it's few and far between sometimes. That's everything really for this week. Short weekly update really, because I don't want to go too deep into Return to Edan, because I've only 30% in and I have already spoken about it before, so not too much to talk about, and that tends to be the book I've read tends to be the main thrust of the video, so you know. And also I'm on a bit of a timescale because it is 11:24 p.m. and I would like to go to bed. So good night everyone. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like. If you would like to chat to me about anything that we've talked about, and also please do tell me what you're reading. That's how I get a lot of my TBR recommendations, so drop down, tell me what you're reading, tell me if you've read any good 5-star books lately, and of course, if you haven't subscribed, please do. We're trying to build this community. We're at like 1,040 subs when we hit 1,000 subs like last week, which is insane. Thank you so much guys, everyone, for joining the community. It's genuinely amazing to have you here, and I can't wait for the channel to go from strength to strength. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll speak to you on Monday. Or maybe before, actually, on the weekend for a Secret Special Marvel episode.